By day, the maps were honest. Paper atlases showed a smudge of green where the forest swallowed the hills. Phone screens offered only a blankness, a polite refusal to calculate a route. Satellites agreed. Nothing there worth naming. But after sunset, the village appeared. Cartographers first noticed it by accident. An intern working late in a basement archive laid an old military map beneath a drafting lamp and gasped. Thin inked roads, invisible hours before, crept into being like veins under skin. At their convergence sat a name written in a hand too careful to be casual. Lunaval. The phenomenon repeated itself across formats. Glow-in-the-dark ink was ruled out. So was vandalism. Digital maps, too, changed only between dusk and dawn. Zoom in at midnight and rooftops clustered around a crescent-shaped square. Zoom again at sunrise and the land went empty, as if the village had exhaled itself away. Most people never noticed. You had to be looking at the right time and looking closely and perhaps wanting to be lost. Mara was all three. She drove the forest road long after the gas stations closed, following a map app that insisted she was nowhere. Her headlights carved tunnels through fog. At exactly 11:47 p.m., her phone vibrated and recalculated. Turn right in 300 meters, it said gently. But turn had not existed 10 minutes earlier. Mara hesitated. Then she turned. The road narrowed, stones clicking against her tires until the trees withdrew as if obeying a signal. The village lay ahead, lit by lamps that hummed with moth-soft light. Houses leaned toward one another like conspirators. The air smelled of rain and old bread. A wooden sign greeted her, freshly painted. "Welcome back." "I've never been here," Mara whispered. An old woman sweeping the square looked up. "Of course you have," she said. "You just don't remember daylight versions of things." Mara parked and stepped out. The village felt complete in a way cities never did. No abandoned corners, no unfinished walls. Everything existed with purpose, even the shadows. "Why are you only on maps at night?" Mara asked. The woman smiled, lines folding like well-read pages. "Because night is when people admit where they truly are." She explained that Lunaval was not hidden, exactly. It was aligned to a different honesty. During the day, people followed names given to places by habit, by history, by convenience. At night, when defenses softened and longings grew louder, the maps adjusted. They showed not where people thought they lived, but where they belonged or where they were running from. "And the village?" Mara asked. "We're what's left behind," the woman said. "All the forgotten choices, the lives not taken. We gather here until someone comes looking." Mara walked the square. In a window, she saw a version of herself grading papers in a small apartment she had once almost rented. In another, she laughed with someone whose name hovered just beyond memory. Each house held a door she had not opened. The maps had brought her to the sum of her almosts. Dawn crept in quietly. One by one, the lamps dimmed. The houses blurred at the edges, like ink touched by water. "You can stay," the woman said, setting aside her broom. "Or you can go. Either way, we'll still be here. Just not where you can point to us." Mara returned to her car as the forest leaned back into place. When the sun rose, the road behind her vanished. Her phone showed green again, empty again. But sometimes, when she drives at night, her map hesitates. The screen flickers. For a heartbeat, a crescent-shaped square appears, unlabeled. And she knows the village remembers her even in daylight, whether the maps admit it or not.